Welcome to the Growing Green Landscapes Podcast with Jeremiah Jennings. While still in his early 20s, Jeremiah already runs a successful six-figure lawn maintenance company. Listen in as he and his guests share the things that have brought them success that can help you in your business. As a young entrepreneur in the green industry, Jeremiah emphasizes the tips and tricks involved in running a lawn maintenance business while discussing the principles applying to all small businesses. If you're wanting to grow, become profitable and professional, you're in the right place. And now, here's your host, Jeremiah Jennings.
What's going on, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to another episode today here on the Growing Green Podcast. This is your host, Jeremiah Jennings, and I am so very excited to be coming to you with another great guest interview today. And this is one that it means a lot to me. It's very special, and he is no stranger to social media, and everybody listening probably knows his name. He's been making his rounds on podcasts lately, and I was like, man, I got to get him on mine. And so very, very honored to have Keith Kalfas joining us tonight. And Keith, how you doing, man?
What's up, bro? What's up, everybody?
Yeah, I'm excited to do this, man. I love the energy that you bring and love listening to your podcast and YouTube videos, and you're an inspiration to so many people. And so just right off the bat, I always like to be thankful and grateful to all of our audience who listens in and supports us, and want to say thank you to you for joining along with us and diving into this new other podcast that you're hopefully have a good episode tonight.
Yes. Bro, I remember meeting you at I think it was the GIE Expo last year. And I'll never forget you. Your attitude is so positive and you have so much gratitude. You're just an inspiring human. And to see and hear that you got your own podcast also, dude, I'm super happy for you and super happy to be here.
Well, I'm very appreciative. If that's one thing that my parents taught me right, it's that to always be thankful. And we actually went through. Well, our last podcast episode was talking about having a we versus me mentality and not being everything about yourself and kind of just putting others first. And that's what we want to do here on the show is help others any way we can. And I know that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to bring a lot of value in this episode. So without any further ado, let's just hop right into it. Like I said, I want to be respectful of your time, and I'm just very appreciative for you coming on. So tell us a little bit about Keith Kalfas back in the beginning and kind of your startup story. Maybe if there is somebody out there who hasn't heard it, just kind of the revised version of kind of how you've grown into who you are today.
Sure, man. Yeah. And today we've got I've got a landscape business. We've been in over 10 years now in Michigan, and small business, but profitable and systematized. It's very like a well-oiled little machine. And we also have a media business now where we do films and basically YouTube channels and stuff like that. And my wife has her own social media business, and it's been a long, long time coming. I grew up in Metro Detroit. We're here in Michigan. A really poor kid, a lot of love as a kid. There's a saying, every dog thinks his fleas bite the hardest. And for a long time, I was resentful because we grew up so poor, and I've lived in, like 32 homes, and I've had like 32 jobs and couch surfing, sleeping in my car and stuff like that. And always working dead end jobs. And the whole first literally 25 years of my life literally sucked as far as trying to make it in the world. But my life was beautiful. It's funny when you look back, because you're talking about a we mentality versus an I versus a we mentality. I'm into all that deep stuff. If you look at my YouTube channel at Keith Kalfas and my podcast, the Untrapped podcast, I talk about all this deep, crazy stuff, which like I'm scratching my own itch. And all these social media videos, we've published like 3,000 videos now. We just hit 120,000 subscribers today, and I'm super excited about that.
Wow, congratulations.
Thanks, bro. And a lot of people that have watched my videos, they're like, that guy's out there, bro. That guy is insane. And then there's some other people who watch my videos, especially guys that are just getting started in the landscaping business, because that's what I mostly talk about, is how to overcome all that head trash and those mental and emotional barriers and blocks that a lot of other, especially guys, are too scared or vulnerable to talk about all that crazy stuff that really happens in your personal life while trying to get a professional business off the ground. And so I didn't have any mentors when I was younger, so I turned to books and audiobooks and anything I could consume, and was constantly reading and stuff like that. And I was a very, very late bloomer. You see these young guys on social media now that have, they're growing, $500,000 businesses within a few short years, and they're doing all these things, and they have access to all this information. And I really think that like a tree grows roots underground and has to grow a strong, healthy foundation before it can blossom. Because if the branches of the tree grow too big too soon without having that healthy roots and foundation, it's like a house of cards. That thing could be prone to splitting or breaking or falling over. So be careful what you ask for. You just might get it. And if you want stuff too soon without having patience, all these learning lessons, all those old cliches are so powerful and true. But so I'm trying to kind of like put all this into a nutshell. I have talked about, I don't even like talking about this anymore because it's an old story. And the only reason I say this specific thing I'm about to say is because I really believe that it puts things into perspective for the people who might be listening to this podcast right now, that if you come from friends or family of drug addicts and alcoholics, or people that had literally overdosed and died, if you've buried your best friends or family members, or you've gone through severe depression or addiction yourself, all these things, I mean, this is real. And when you get into your 20s and you can feel the weight and the pressure of the world on you, forcing you to grow up, you might have some of these old things, that these old pains or traumas or troubles holding you back from growing into that professional individual who's really got their shit together. And that's when you try to outgrow this glass ceiling, that's when that weird shit starts to pop up. And you're like, there's no way it could be me. And you realize that you've got fucking issues that you need to grow through and overcome. The universe is demanding or imploring, which is like begging you to grow, right? And so for someone like me who lived in 32 homes, even my house right now, like I don't feel attachment to anything, because I feel like any minute it could be taken from me. So when you live your life feeling like any minute the rug could be pulled and you're just going to be out scrambling again, it's very hard to feel a sense of foundation. And so what happens if you did grow up on the wrong side of the tracks, or you struggled like hell and you had to work 3 jobs just to make ends meet, and you were out on your own at a young age and had no mentors, what can happen is you can become addicted to your struggle, and you feel like all you know is the struggle. And if you actually get to a point, let me remove this. Sorry, I was sitting up too high. If you,
no, you're good.
If you get to a point where you actually get some foundation in your life, you get some money flowing, your bills are paid, your credit gets good, you have a stable income, you're getting healthy sleep, you're eating healthy. Like as soon as your life becomes stable and you can get your head above water to the point where you feel not like you've made it, but you actually can calm the fuck down for a second.
Yeah.
Excuse me. What happened to me is I started to freak out, because I never knew a life without struggle and chaos and hell. So you might actually start self-sabotaging, right? You want to go back into the struggle. Struggle is all you know. And if that's all you know, that you can't deal with smooth, healthy relationships or life or business, and you feel like something's got to go wrong.
Yeah, you don't know how. You don't know how to handle it.
What a weird thing. So
Yeah.
I hit some goals that I've had when I was younger. I had, I have all types of goals. We all have goals, but certain goals I have that it seemed impossible to me that I've hit today have, instead of celebrating and being happy and laughing and crying, I mean, pure fucking anxiety, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like hitting a certain amount in the bank, or having the business do this, or getting to speak on stage as a keynote speaker in front of, X amount, hundreds of people, or getting like a brand new truck, or all types of shit would give me tremendous anxiety and imposter syndrome. Like you feel like there's no way you can be good enough, or you're unworthy, or somehow you slip through the cracks, or what if it gets taken from you? I'm talking about this shit over and over from different angles, and I'm aware of that, because what I want to say is that at some point you have to accept the fact, well, first of all, that you're not special. And if you make a couple $100,000 in your business and you do get a nice house and you do get a brand new truck and you can go on vacations, nobody cares.
Yeah.
Nobody cares. There's billions of people in the world. And what I mean is not nobody cares, like nobody gives a shit about you. What I mean is that nobody cares if you become successful. They don't care if you're broke. Nobody cares. So however you feel, at some point, you got to realize that this is all just a bunch of stories you've told yourself, or stories from other people growing up, and weird victim mindset bullshit and shit on the media. And like whatever you heard, those were all just stories and facades and illusions. You are nothing but a vessel. You are the capacity. Your body and your brain, obviously you're a spiritual being, but you have the capacity to feel anger. It doesn't mean you are anger. You are the capacity for unworthiness. It doesn't mean you're unworthy, right? It's just not true. You are totally worthy, and you can be, do, have whatever the hell you want, and you can make it happen. And if you would just stop beating yourself up and fucking tell yourself, like, sounds weird as hell. I listen to a lot of Dr. Wayne Dyer. He says, have a quiet love affair with yourself, which means fall in love with yourself again. This is weird as hell. Make sure no one's looking. Give yourself a hug and be like people clicking off the podcast right now. If you're leaving the podcast because you're being a little bitch, listen to me, bro. This is fucking weird. Nobody has to see you. Hug yourself, and you know what? And say, I fucking love you. I love me.
Yeah.
And love yourself. This is some airy fairy shit, but fucking listen to me, dude. If you can love yourself from a sense of strength and masculinity. This isn't some, and you can be like, I fucking love you. I got your back, bro. You're talking to yourself. You fucking got this, bro.
Yeah.
You're the shit. You've been through all this hard stuff in your life, and you fucking made it through. And so sure, you might have messed up and looked stupid, but you fucking did that shit. And there's nothing you can't face if you don't believe in yourself. When you talk positive thoughts to yourself and you hold all negative thoughts, I've always been, but I've come more into being a Christian. I don't try to push it on other people, but it's a saying I love, hold all thoughts captive to the obedience of Christ. So if you start thinking some negative shit and talking down to yourself, don't tolerate that bullshit from yourself anymore, and grab those negative thoughts. I think of the funny ass comedy. Well, it's not funny, but it was like a dark comedy. The guy goes into the hospital room where the what the fuck is it? The mafia dude is, and he puts a pillow over his face. He's like, when he suffocates him. Do that to your thoughts, bro. Suffocate the thought out until and say, no, I create my life and I create my thoughts. And everybody has anxiety. And if you breathe, have people that you trust that you can call and talk to. Like, so many people that you look up to or you think are successful are actually fucked up in the head, and they got all types of problems you don't even know about. They just don't show it. And just realize that nobody's perfect. And when you actually love your life and you love the now, and you fall in love with what you have, and even if you got an old piece of shit with rust all over it, take that bitch to the car wash, vacuum it out, fucking put some air freshener in it, change the oil, put some shine on the tires, spray paint the bumper black again. Like, this is my fucking truck, and this bitch is gonna make me $100,000 this year. And then, dude, when I got rid of my old truck and I finally got my first brand new truck, because I had a bunch of broken down ass trucks, bro, it was stressful. This truck I called the Bear. It was an F-150 with 250,000 miles on it. It had rust and shit, and the fucking head gasket finally blew. And I was so heartbroken when I knew it was time to send this truck off, because it was too expensive to fix it versus just invest the money in something newer type shit. It was, and I remember the day the tow truck, I called the tow truck. The tow truck was on its way to put it on a flatbed and take this truck away. It's actually got this video on YouTube. And that was the same day. It was a rainy day in the middle of June. And I was taking my old truck, because I had like 4 trucks, and one I just got rid of, 3, they're all fucking broken down, bro. And I was on my way to the dealership to get a brand new truck. I didn't give a fuck about the brand new truck. I loved my old ass truck, and I wanted to keep that truck. So I opened the door, ding, 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 ding. I'm cleaning out all the shit and taking out everything out of the center console and toothpicks down in the doors.
You don't
just
realize how
random
much stuff builds up in there over
yeah,
time.
underneath. And as I was cleaning out the truck, this emotion came through me that this is the truck that got me through the hard times in the 1-bedroom apartment. This is the truck that made it so I didn't get an eviction and lose my fucking apartment. This truck is my friend. Like a dog is a man's best friend is a dog. Your truck is your best friend. And some people don't understand that. Dude, I fucking right in the middle of cleaning out the truck, I just started bawling my eyes out and hugging the seat of the truck, just sobbing, crying, bro, because I felt like it was an old horse or an old dog that I had to put down, and it was sick. And like I would never want to put down an animal, you know what I'm saying? But like, but that's dude, I was crying. I was putting down an old horse that had broken its hip type shit, like in a Western movie. And the pain was so fucking bad, bro. And after I cried it all out and I fucking let it go, and that, I'm crying about a truck, bro. The fucking, the tow truck came, and the funniest thing was right before the tow truck got there, I was like, no, fuck that. I'm fixing it. I'm fucking fixing it. I don't give a fuck what it costs. I'm fucking fixing it, bro. I'm calling the mechanic right now. I'm getting a new motor put in there, getting this bitch fixed. And I fucking went outside and I'm looking at the truck. I got this, because I don't fucking give up, bro.
Yeah.
And for some weird reason, as soon I'm looking at around, I look at the tires, all of a sudden, the tire just goes and just totally fucking flattens. Wow. Like nothing even, and then it went, and the whole truck just leaned. And I was like, okay, that was a fucking sign, bro. Yeah. I got to let it go. I got to fucking grow up. I got to quit clinging to old shit, being a little bitch. This truck served me well, and it's time to motherfucking grow up. And the stretcher came and took the stretcher, the fucking tow truck came and took it away. I got like $350 for it, scrap.
Yeah.
And sometimes you call up a friend. Don't call up a friend. Be careful who you call during times like that, because some people will understand that that's a lesson for you, and you just spend that day quiet with yourself and learn those beautiful lessons, and you grow up. Because if you go call a friend of yours, someone who's critical, they'd be like, oh man, why did you fucking get rid of it, man? We could have fucking fixed that shit, dog. You could have parted it out. You could have parted it out and fucking, so like, yeah. And people say all this shit that just fucks up your energy because you open your mouth. So it was like 3 hours later, I'm in the dealership, nervous as fuck, signing all these papers on a new truck. And there I am. I went from like old 250,000 miles, 2001, to a brand motherfucking new truck, bro. I'm driving this bitch with it was raining, and I felt like I was driving a computerized robotic machine, and that there was still plastic on the seats, that new truck smell. And it was the first new thing I ever got in my whole life. And I was like fucking 30. I was like 33 or something. And dude, 33 years old, that's old as fuck. There's young ass guys at 22 years old getting brand new trucks. But for me, it was 33. And it doesn't matter how old you are, but what matters is like that feeling. When I pulled it up in the driveway, it was like, wow, it actually happened for me. But all of the years of all of my unworthiness prevented it from happening so much sooner. I've gotten paid since then. Like, I've built 2 6-figure businesses. I've built a perfect credit score and 14 bank accounts, and I've made $5,000 in a few hours. I do private coaching and consulting for internet marketing. Like, we have a whole media business. It's an obsession of mine. And I've gotten to the point where I've become what's the word? Stable, you know. But I look back and I think, man, I lost my train of thought. 1 second, because I'm on a roll here. This is it.
Yeah, you're going, man.
Okay, so I just skipped to the next thing I was going to say. You look at these guys on social media, some of them that they're so young, they're showing off that they got $1 million businesses and all this shit. And look what I bought. I bought this. I just bought this little. And you could sit there and get angry. I've done this. 1 second. Okay. You can get angry and clench your fists and be like, how in the fuck did that guy just buy a $16,000 dump trailer, and then the next week he bought a brand new F-350 and he's smiling and shit. And
that goes through everybody's head. If you, because social media can be a facade. I mean, that could be, everybody puts their highlight reel up there.
Highlight reel.
Yeah.
I mean, they might really be crushing it, but just to fast forward through all that shit, if you watch their content and it makes you feel bad, unsubscribe and turn it the fuck off, because there's something going on with you and them, and it's just triggering it that's making you feel upset and unworthy. Now, if it motivates you and it inspires you and you can finally get to the point, here's where good things will come into your life. When you stop being upset about what other people have and you start fucking be like, fuck yeah, dude, you got that shit. You fucking worked your ass off for that, bro. You got this shit. Like, fuck yeah. And you're putting like, you know, like fire emojis and like,
and it drives you to want to work for that stuff. That's the thing. Because that's the thing is, if they're doing it with the right intent, they're inspiring you to get to that point.
Yes.
And to outgrow them. That's the thing. I mean, we always talk about like the floor should be like, our ceiling should be the next person's floor, and like the floor should always be rising. That's the thing. So any content producer, any quote unquote influencer, whatever, should be putting content and their quote unquote highlight reel out there to inspire the next guy.
Yeah, with the intention of truly inspiring.
Exactly.
Last week I just picked up the new 2022 F-150. It's like this is my first time even talking about it. Like I think it's that 4x4 crew cab, 4 doors with a 6.5 foot bed, V8 5.0. And I wanted to actually get a 250.
Yeah.
But I didn't want the payment, and it was 9 months out from getting it. But and they assured me that this truck, the towing package rating and everything, I mean, it's a fucking beast. It's got an upgraded tow package. So for an F-150, it can literally pull a 14-foot dump trailer. Now, if you got like a 24-foot, you know, box trailer loaded with mowers, probably not.
Yeah.
I've driven a lot of trucks in my day, and I'm impressed. I was driving it today, and this thing just gets up and goes, you know. So anyways, I made a video about it, and I had not posted it. And I was talking to my wife about this, because the beginning of the video, I'm like, you know what? For all these guys out here who get brand new trucks and brag about it on social media, and it makes other people feel bad, you can kick rocks. I want to make this video talking about how I was broke as fuck, and I finally got to the point where I can get brand new trucks, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't post the video, and I talked to my wife about it. It's like, because I'm doing the same thing like in the video, but really my heart is in the right place. But I've come to this place now where I want to be extremely careful about what I'm posting on social media, because mainly what I talk about is helping guys start from 0 to 100K, right? So I think social media is incredibly powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think you could take the young guy out there down a very dark road that I've even caught myself in the trap sometimes of. One of the biggest pitfalls I think that social media brings and the highlight reel brings is people forget that most of the guys on there showing off their new truck or whatever, and some of them, they might be the 20-year-old that has gone out and crushed it, and good for them, they got it early. But most of the guys out there who are buying the new F-250s and brand new trucks and brand new skid steers or whatever they want, they're in year 10, 15, 20 in business, and they have put in their time, and they've put in so much effort along the way. And people have to realize, it's like you said just a few minutes ago, is patience is the key. And it's, you can't get caught up in the whole thing of, I want that and I want that now. Like, because that's what you see. You see, well, they can have it. Why can't I have it? Brian's Lawn Maintenance can go out and buy a brand new F-250 right off the lot with the blackout package.
That bitch is fresh, bro.
Oh, yeah,
I saw
it's
that.
sick.
That's a nice-ass truck, bro.
It's sick, yeah. But there's two ways to look at it. And he does a great job at inspiring and helping other people get to that goal and get to those dreams. And but he's the person that has worked his tail off for it. He's lived in the one bedroom apartment with mold and everything that goes along with that. So the problem that I see in the world with social media is the fact that just too many people get caught up in that downhill spiral of, well, they want it and I want it now. And they don't want to put in the work and the time and the effort and have the patience to get that stuff. So that's, I want to say thank you to you for thinking about the content that you're putting out there and really thinking about, and even though you do have good intentions, you're thinking about how it could go wrong for somebody out there who's watching it. and take them down a dark hole of, like you're saying, not being good enough, never getting to that point of being happy and content. And so I think it's a really good thing that you're doing that.
Awesome. Yes. Yeah. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
And I want to add to that. I was just thinking about this today and yesterday and the day before. People want to, now I can't say I've cracked the code to any of this, dude. I'm still landscaping, still doing social media, not buying mansions on Hawaii, but there's something I'm learning that is phenomenal. So I've been taking this, over the winter, quantum coaching, it's called, and learning about how to separate feelings and emotions from business structure and commerce, and how to pull yourself out of a situation and just see it for what it is, as far as like when you have structure. Let's say lightning hits a tree and sets it on fire. Now the tree's burning. It's just electricity out of control. And it could burn, and it can catch onto a barn and burn down the barn and the tree. But if you have a way to capture that electricity and maybe run it through a transformer and then a big capacitor and then resistors and diodes and through a circuit board, you can actually power a computer and lights in a house and all these different things, because you have structures and boundaries and capacity and systematized procedures of ways to control that chaos, and then have predictable, definable, replicatable, duplicatable results. And if you can divorce yourself from the chaos mentally and emotionally, and then look at things and see them as they are, and then build some type of system so you can flow energy through it to create a predictable result, then that's how you can become more successful in the world of commerce and business and corporation. A landscaping business is the perfect example, because you're cutting people's grass and bushes and installing things. Is like, if you screw it up, you can fix it. The risk isn't too high. It's not like you're doing brain surgery or rocket science. So it's a perfect little petri dish or ecosystem to learn how to run a freaking business and get really good at it. And the thing is that when you can see it as a massive opportunity, look at your business, even if you've been in business 5-6 years and you're totally burned out and you're like, oh, stop thinking like that and be like, man, this is actually an amazing opportunity to look at it. Instead of like, I'm a freaking landscaper and I'm burned out and I'm tired. Let's start looking at it like a little system. And how can I, track the deals coming in, the deal flow and the marketing, and track the books and see how much I pay myself, and look at it from a scientific perspective, and then get some higher level advice and become enthusiastic about your business in a whole new way again. And then that very type of thinking will expand your brain into different things, because if you just keep pulling the work harder lever, it might not it'll just run you into a glass ceiling.
You become a rat in the wheel when you do that.
A rat in a wheel. Exactly.
You just keep going in circles. You never break through that. You never get outside of that wheel. You're just gonna keep going. You're not gonna break through that. That's high level thinking, and that's good stuff, man. That's deep, and you probably should go back and listen to this the last 30 minutes, probably 2 or 3 more times, to really take in what has been said in this. And because it's repetition is the key to learning. So like every time you listen to it, you learn something new from it. It's like reading the Bible. You say you're a Christian. How many, I know 75-year-old pastors who've read the Bible probably 50 times through, and they learn something new from the verse every time they read it. So like repetition is the key to learning. So go back and listen to these first 30 minutes, and I'm sure you're going to take a lot out of it. I do want to talk specifics of your landscaping business, though, because like you said, you do you kind of target the whole 0 to 100,000 mark. And on our show, we have a lot of guys who are in the young in business years, the years 1 to 5, and we want to be a benefit to them and help them any way we can. So maybe talk about some things that have helped you. And I know the whole first half of this has been part of this, but maybe some things that you've actually like physically implemented in your business to take efficiencies to the next level. And you've talked about you have a small business in the grand scheme of things, but you're hyper profitable. You have good systems in place. What are some processes along the way that have taken you to the next level when it comes to efficiencies and hyper profitability?
Love it. The first thing that comes to mind is, before I say this, I want to in full transparency, I'm a Jobber ambassador, which means I'm sponsored by Jobber, right?
Yep.
But when I'm talking about, I think it apply to any good working CRM, whatever you use, right? And it's using a CRM like Jobber. And when I heard people talking about this, it would kind of be like, what are you talking about? It's just a piece of software. But if you actually utilize it, if you utilize it and do everything it's supposed to do, then here's why. So just real quick, like Coca-Cola, I was kind of studying up. If you watch, I think everybody should watch this. Look up Coca-Cola factory and how it's made. It's like, and then you learn about it, and like you learn Coca-Cola is actually a data business. They just happen to make pop. And I'm thinking about this. I'm like, oh my God. So I'm just in the people business, and all I'm doing is moving data. And I just happen to be doing landscaping because once you get good at that, you could probably do any service business. And I have a lot to learn. I'm not great at it, but Jobber has helped with the customer communication process. So at first, when you're like scribbling stuff on sticky notes and you got them pinned all over the place and you're writing in a notebook and you're trying to keep track of it, and then you finally might condition yourself to start using Google Calendar, and you can run your entire business on just QuickBooks and Google Calendar. QuickBooks sends the invoices, collects the money. Google Calendar, and you have to have some type of credit card, but you could do that through QuickBooks. Google Calendar books the jobs. But like some people don't communicate with their customers at all. They're always late. They don't show up. They don't even collect the money right. Just getting a good CRM system helps with that tremendously. So we finished I'll take you through the whole process real quick. The customers are calling, so we're tracking where the leads are coming from. 82%. We're tracking the leads on like Responsibid and manually. What the hell's going on here? I heard a vibration. I think my phone was going off. So you have lead sources, which is like, oh, that's what that is. Sorry. There's some guy on a crotch rocket going 100 miles per hour. And I heard it through the headphones. So you've got, Facebook, and you've got referrals, and you've got Google and these different lead sources. And we track by saying, how did you learn about our services on the phone? So we got Jobber open. Either my wife is in the office and she's answering the phone, or I'm doing it. If I'm on the phone, I'll pull over in my truck. And as the customer's talking, I'm taking all their information. I'm taking notes inside of Jobber: name, address, email. How did you hear about us? Referred by Google. And it tracks all that data. It's data, like we said. So then if it's a window cleaning job, I can give the customer a quote directly over Google Earth. If it's a landscape quote, the system is I do quotes only on Mondays, and I stack them high, as many as I can on Mondays. And I tell the customer we'll be there in a 3-hour window. You could do a 2-hour window, but I like a 3-hour window, and then I stack as many as I can. And then, so that's another system, giving a window. Because if you say you'll be there at 4:00 and then you can't make it till 4:30, now you have to do an extra step, which is call them and say, I'm sorry, I'll be late. I knew I said I'd be there at 4, but we're running a little behind, but by 4:30. If you tell a customer a specific time, they expect you to be there in a specific time. That's why
kind of like when I tell you when we were supposed to do a podcast, you expect me to be there on time to do the podcast.
Yeah, that's fine. So we show up and do all these quotes, and we give the customer a heads up text. You can do it directly through Jobber, 30 minutes. Hey, we're on our way to give you a quote. And it sends them a text or email, whatever you want, or both. And then once you get there and you give the customer a quote, whether they're there or not, inside of a good CRM like Jobber. Yeah, I'm talking about Jobber so much, I might as well plug it. Go to getjobber. I didn't want to, but I might as well.
You might as well,
someone's going to go to getjobber.com/Keith and get a free trial and 20% off like 6 months. You get like a huge discount. Getjobber.com/Keith if you want to try it, or any other CRM you want. But anyways, so you put in a new client, and then that client has like a request. If they call in or they want a quote, and it's in request mode, right? That means it's not a quote. It's not an invoice. It's not any of these other things. And then you convert that to a quote. Now it's in quote mode. So you give them a quote, and it could be as many line items as you want, $3,995. And you can send it to them and attach a copy of your insurance, your COI, which is your proof of insurance, your workers' comp, whatever you want about your business, like a digital portfolio. And they get this nice professional email. Remember, this is any good CRM. And then the customer, if they like it, they can click the button to approve it. So yes, I want this done. You instantly get an email back, says customer wants it done. That means they're ready to book. Awesome. Calling back, Mr. Jones. We see that you approved the quote. That's awesome. And we have Wednesday, the 13th open. How does that sound for you? No, the next little system is by talking. This is communication systems, right? So it's called organizational communication. Organizational communication. You're just creating a whole bunch of organized communication and creating promises and fulfilling those promises. So you create that promise. They've signed the contract. You can get a digital signature. Anything over $1,000, we want a 33% down. So they give us $333 or whatever. And they can do that through a credit card, and they can literally sign right there on their end. Now it says the customer has sent their deposit, and it reflects on your end. Now they owe a balance, or it could be the morning of the job, So, and if you're doing subcontract work, you fill out a W-9 or whatever. And then, so you put all this inside a Jobber, and then you actually you pick the calendar date, and it sends it out to Google Calendar right there on your phone. So now you've got it showing up, reflecting in Google Calendar, and it sends a customer a booking confirmation, and they go, awesome. When you actually show up to the job, you can also assign it to yourself or to a crew member or something. So big. I would assign it to my crew leader, Kyle, or to me or something, and then click it, and then they get the notification of Jobber. Okay, here's the job. Here's all the details. Boom. They can see financial data or not, however you run your business. Then notes about materials, anything you want about that client. And then, so you actually do the job. You can clock in and out the employees and the time on the job and everything, and track everything. And then when the job is halfway or almost done, you can collect another deposit, send it to the customer, change order. Then when it's done, you convert it into an invoice. So it turns it from a running job into an invoice. And then you click a button and it automatically sends the invoice to the customer. And you can hit another button that sends it as text message. And then the customer can literally pay by credit card. Here's another little system or tip is like, if you have customers pay by credit card, you can charge them an extra 2.5%. Right now I'm saying, hey, if you pay with a credit card, I just ask that you split the fee with me. So if it's 2.5%, I charge you 1.25% on the bill. I'll split it with you. Right. Mm-hmm. Some people are like, that's crazy. It's just whatever you want to do. It's your business.
I've never heard anybody turn it down.
Yeah.
And you might as well recoup some of the costs. Like those credit card fees add up. And that's the thing is, I told somebody that the other day, it's going to be a 3% extra if I charge you on the credit card, and no pushback at all. He said, yeah, that's fine. So I've never seen anybody say no.
Well, when you're getting bills that are like $10, $15, $20,000, people are okay, I'll just write a check. So then as soon as you an invoice, you can collect payment on the spot and get a signature, or however, if it says cash, check, credit, however the customer paid, and automatically processes the payment through Jobber Payments or whatever software you use. And then you can send them their receipt marked as paid, and all legally, it's completely legit. Now It says, here's your receipt marked as paid. And then you can also book the customer for future work. It saves their portfolio, and it shows. So when a customer calls and we type in their name, or Google Calendar pops up their name, if me or my wife, or we use Jill's office for the overflow phone calls, they're these virtual receptionists. They pick up the phone, and they're friggin' awesome. They actually sell and close work for you, and they're hooked up to Jobber as well. But, Mr. Jones, okay, yeah, last year we did your mulch, we trimmed your bushes, we cut your grass, we did this and that, okay, and last year it looks like you got this done. Here's another little tip: inflation. Okay, we do have a 12.5% inflation. We had to raise the prices 12.5% this year. Last year your bill was $1,000. This year it's going to be, what is it? I don't know, what's that? $1,120.
Yeah, something like that.
$1,125 or something. Is that okay? Okay, yeah. So, and then when you're done, you can also ditch the itch Austin Douglas was telling me about this. I can't believe I didn't know it's so simple. You just can drop the Google 5-star review link in there and follow up with them to automatically ask every single customer to leave you a positive 5-star review on Google. And I don't know if it integrates with a software. Like we use SendJim to send our customers gourmet brownies.
Mm-hmm.
Like we just filmed a commercial today on the job site with Quentin Howell. It was so funny for Jill's office, and we had the customer and the customer's neighbor outside dancing in the video. Like this was like we're filming a commercial.
Yeah, I was watching your stories, and I saw them dancing in the background. I was dying.
Yes, so it was super fun, and then I sent them gourmet brownies through SendJim. But anyways, all of that communication stuff allows you to be hyper efficient with appearing as very professional and organized to the customer, which makes them, if they have a great experience and you do great work, obviously, and you're cool, I mean, they will want to work with you again.
Mm-hmm.
You save all their data. So why is that profitable? Because when you have all your customers' data and you can see where the leads are coming from, you can make important decisions when you have data. When you have we have a bookkeeper, we use Blue Skies Services. And I get a P&L statement every month, a profit and loss statement. I can see exactly, our cost of goods sold, overhead, administration, payroll, work comp, all the different things broken down by category and percentages, and exactly what's the profit net, everything in the business.
Yeah,
so you see exactly what's going on, and then you see how much room you have to spend on marketing. Those are things when you can actually see where the hell you're at can make you more profitable. But then, right now I'm actually less profitable. So I'm working on getting more out of the field so I can focus on the media business and making a lot more content and videos. And I got a lot of other shit going on. So I've got, the guys working. And so as soon as you remove yourself from the field, if you're working in the field as an employee and you're paying yourself a salary on top of being the owner, you can make high ass profit margins.
Yeah.
As soon as you remove yourself from that, your profit goes straight down.
Yeah.
And then that's where you got to get really, really efficient about marketing and advertising and being very selective about your customers and making sure you know your man hour rate and things like that. So you're charging appropriately, so you literally don't go broke and freak out.
You still got to make money while you're not out there.
Yes. And then that's why some guys will freak out and go back down to one truck, or if something happens, they get scared. It's like, I've done all that shit. Like, I'm not trying to grow my business into a big business. I'm just trying to make it really profitable and buy myself some fucking breathing room.
Yeah.
But what else? Here's another quick tip. So, all right. I guess I don't videotape myself doing this, but I'm a monster when it comes to like trimming shrubs and doing maintenance, just like you are in your business. Mm-hmm. Bro, the guys we're working today, we're doing this whole property trim. We're trimming all the small trees and shrubs and edging out the garden beds and putting in mulch. And there's these monster burning bush shrubs. They're so big, you have to use an orchard ladder to trim them. And there's times when like the guys are running a couple hours behind, and I'm like, I feel the pressure. I'm like, we got to fucking get this shit done today, because we got a job we got to be at tomorrow, and it's going to cause a train wreck.
Mm-hmm.
They don't understand that on the level that I do sometimes. So I'll set up the ladder, jump out of the truck, put everything on pause, and then like I'll work for an hour and I'll just bang shit out. Like I just go into a zone. I don't care if I'm dripping in sweat and there's spiders on me. I'm just move the ladder, shake it off, and I'm all over the fucking place. Like my life depends on it, but listen to some audiobooks, and the amount of shit that I can fucking bang out in 1 hour.
Yeah.
I've literally hired guys. Fuck, dude. You want to get into fucking employees. Like if you have employees that are like work like slow ass turtles and still do shitty work, no matter how hard you try.
Yeah.
And then they don't show up for work, and they're like, dude, your fucking business will be a nightmare. when you got the right guys, your fucking business is amazing.
Yeah.
So if you got like, and sometimes you can turn the wrong guy into the right guy. Sometimes the wrong guy just is never going to work. Sometimes you'll get the right guy and then he fucking leaves. Like it's a revolving door. It sucks. It's really hard. It's heartbreaking. It costs like an average of $5,000 per employee. And this is totally true. I mean, I've trained people for 7 weeks straight. And as soon as they're up and rocking, they just come up to me one day, like dripping in sweat, like, bro, I can't fucking do this. I'm fucking, or they'll freak out and just disappear or like, so I've literally had, this is the one part I'll never understand. And maybe I will soon, but I've literally watched guys spend hours, like I'm talking like 4 fucking hours just trimming one little section of shrubs, and they're putting their heart into it. They're working their ass off and they're going so slow and they're fucking and even when they're done, I'm like, I'm trying to catch them, but I'm leaving, I'm getting materials, and I come back and these motherfuckers didn't even trim the shrubs. I'm like, you barely took anything off. You just spent
you didn't even do it right.
You got to redo the whole. What do you mean? I just fuck. I'm like, dude, I'm like, you're just, and I literally, we got this one customer. We call him koi fish guy because he got a koi fish pond. I literally had the guys go to the job site before and spend the whole fucking day just trimming the bushes and shrubs and little ornamental trees around this lady's backyard. And there's like little stone frogs and like, it's just weird shit, but it's beautiful. But
yeah.
And then at the end of the day, I go stop and look at the job site and I'm all pumped up. And the motherfucker's still halfway through the backyard, trimming and getting nothing done. And I'm like, fuck. Like, I thought they would have been done and everything would all be fucking wrapped up.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, it looks like we're not going to fucking get done today. And it's really fucking hot too. We really worked hard. And I fucking,
oh my goodness.
I just have a fucking panic attack.
And you could go out there and do it in like half the time, probably.
Bro, this backyard that literally took them the whole day. I fucking grabbed a pair of fucking steel HS 45s.
Yeah.
Fucking, and it just fucking went nuts nonstop. I trimmed the whole fucking backyard of this property. I'm talking like tons of, in 45 minutes, and every single shrub was trimmed perfect. I shook it all off, trimmed it again, like the whole thing. And my one dude who's been working for me forever, like I fucking love this guy, he's awesome. He's like, you literally just did all that in 45 minutes. He was like, I don't know what the other guy was fucking thinking. It's like, and this
what did they do all day? Did they literally just not, I mean, were they just moving at the speed of a turtle?
See, the thing is, okay, I feel like an asshole because I'm being an asshole, right? I'm just having fun.
No, it's pretty funny.
When I was a foreman, you should take this part of the podcast and just cut it and put it towards the front.
Yeah.
Or when I was so I've worked for like 12 different landscaping companies before I started my own. I've been all over the place. I've worked with like over 200 different guys, like all the way to the point where it was like being in the Army at this one. There was a Marine Corps sergeant who ran this huge company. Like, so my job was to run a landscaping crew. We also did horticulture, and they would send us out to BFE, to these monster homeowners associations with huge fucking all types of shit to trim with heavy ass steel combi systems, and be like, get all this shit done. And it's got to be done in 4 days. And I'd be like, this is fucking impossible. This is 4 square miles.
Yeah.
You can't physically do it. Get it fucking done or else. Like, and when you're like an employee and you're afraid you're going to get fired, bro, I'd be out there in 104 degrees up on a ladder, smoke coming off my fucking shoulders. Didn't matter. When you need money, you'll sacrifice your rotator cuffs, everything. So I was not forced, because I was a fucking employee, but I was forced to trim copious amounts of shrubs and climbing up and down ladders and doing all types of crazy shit to break through the physical barrier of like not being being a little bitch.
Yeah. For
years, bro. And I learned that and working around other guys who could run circles around me until I got up to that level of productivity. You learn what's actually possible. So when you hire new people who haven't really done a lot of landscaping before, their head's stuck in this type of thing, like they actually believe in their head that they're doing, a phenomenal job and that they're working fast, but they have no fucking clue that they're dragging ass and they suck.
We literally just fired. We just had to let one of those go earlier this year. He thought, he was doing good, but he would work so slow. I mean, I've never seen somebody work so slow.
So he's just costing the company money. He's not making you any money.
Oh, losing money. Not
losing money.
Not making me money, losing money. Like, not, it was bad. It was bad. But yeah, that's when you get into the world of employees, it's a crazy downhill spiral that you could get into. And I haven't even dealt with it that long. Like, everybody that I've had has been pretty good. With aside from one guy who decided to smoke weed in my truck on a customer's job. That was a classic. But you got to love them. You got to have them to run your business if you want to scale eventually and get out of the field like you're saying. So, man, that's good stuff. It's crazy. We're already going on almost an hour here. I want to be respectful of your time. And I got, so kind of two final questions here. And one is, so what is the media business and kind of how are you, where are you taking that in the next short while? What have you got going on there? And then after that, just kind of you can transition to one final question, and I always like hearing everybody's answer that we ask everybody is, what is your why? What is your why for everything that you do? Landscaping business, media business, all that stuff together. So I'll just let you take it away, and then we'll wrap it up.
Thanks, man. Yeah. The media business is, well, it does, it's centered around YouTube and landscaping and all that stuff. So my wife and I, we have like 6 YouTube channels. I'm into all types of shit that I don't even talk about that people in our industry or that might know of me that like, dude, our dog channel, we're excited because it just got monetized last week. We fucking run around the house with our dogs going, oh my God, he's a little good boy. Oh my God, he's a good boy. And the fucking dogs jumping around and shit. And we got 3 dogs, 3 cats, 6 fish, 12 animals. And we're running around fucking making dog videos and the dogs growling and shit. And we're fucking, give me the treaty. Give me, go, give me it. And the dog's fucking growling. And then we pet, oh, he's a good boy. Or no, give me it. And the dog's going fucking nuts, bro. And then this shit's getting 100,000 views on YouTube.
Watching it, yeah.
Yeah, and the audience is like ages like 50 to 65 watching it.
Oh, yeah.
It's funny. It's like older people, and there's all these people in the comments, that's no way to fucking raise a dog. You're a horrible pet owner. What if it fucking bites someone? It's like, and we're just uploading all this crazy shit.
You gotta love the internet.
Then the window cleaning blueprint channel just hit 15,000 subscribers this week. That's a channel where I talk about how to start a window cleaning business and make $500 a day. I wrote a book on Amazon called How to Make $500 a Day Cleaning Windows. It became an Amazon bestseller. It's an audiobook too. I got an online course, and I've also spoken around the country about this, like at different like conventions. I get asked to speak regularly, like in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm speaking August 16th, 17th, and 18th at the huge convention. Go to keithkalfas.com/events to check that out. Also, I'll be at the GIE Expo, obviously. So that's the media business, is doing making videos. We have like brand deals and sponsorships and stuff. Like we're going to do some more stuff with Xmark this year and shoot some fun commercials. And
I heard you're on with Lowe's too, right?
Yeah, we got sponsored by Lowe's as a Lowe's Pro partner. I'm literally looking at a bunch of like free samples that they sent me and stuff to make videos with, and
that's awesome, man.
But as of right now, our contract ended, and I'm looking to renew the contract, and they're crazy busy over there. And actually, there's some stuff that I can't say. It's all good. It's all very good, super positive stuff. It's just that we're in this whole new world of social media, and actually, I'll stop her there. It's good. I just don't know.
Some of it's kind of uncharted waters. That's the thing. We're just in uncharted waters, I feel like, with this whole brand deals and sponsorships. And these companies kind of finally hopping on board, realizing how valuable content creators can be for them. So
I'll just give everybody a tip here. Anybody who is getting into media and a YouTube channel, it's growing, and there are actual businesses, like big box companies, and then there's like sometimes these agencies that will try to work with you as well. Mm-hmm. And so be very careful about, and this has nothing to do with Lowe's right here, but like I've hired just a contract attorney to review all this stuff and make sure that what you're doing, if you make videos on social media that gets thousands or hundreds of thousands or millions of views, you have to understand what that's worth and what your target market is worth, because some of these companies traditionally any company, they would have to pay tens of thousands of dollars in traditional advertising costs in order to get in front of these people. And so your word is extremely powerful, and you should never sell your audience's trust for money, and use stuff that you actually believe in if you're going to, pitch it or sell it to your audience, and they benefit from it. And if they benefit and the company benefits, then you should get a small cut of that. It's called affiliate marketing. Yep. And so I never wanted to build this quote unquote media business. I wanted to originally, which is my life's purpose, is to help people. And right now is to help people go from being stuck in a dead end job where they hate it and they want to get their own landscape business off the ground. And I love helping through videos and media and public talks. I love, in podcasts especially, I love it when I meet people in person and they say that I played a small part in inspiring them to get their business off the ground so they could have the guts to believe in themselves and go full time and change their life. I mean, that's worth more than any money or any of that stuff.
Yeah, there's no satisfaction like that, and it's not like a satisfaction of, oh, look at me, look what I've done. It's just the satisfaction of knowing that all the time, the effort, the money, the sweat, the tears that you put into everything, the late nights staying up to create content, the editing, all of that actually does pay off. And I love hearing. I'm on such a small scale, but the few guys that we have reach out and say, "Man, you're really being a help to us and our company, helping us grow." There's nothing like it.
Exactly. So I never wanted to quote unquote monetize any of my videos or any of that stuff. And if anybody sees me on social media or Instagram, you see me be like, check out Ballard products, check out this, check out my book, go to keithkalfas.com. Like, that's all stuff that I believe in. It's awesome. Like, I got online courses that really are awesome. Like my business marketing blueprint course can really actually help you market your business. It's a great course. But the money that I make from that stuff, see, the money sustains the message. Money, the income and revenue allows you to get paid so you can keep doing, to buy your GoPro, to buy yourself an hour to make another video to help people. See, this all what goes around, it comes back around, and you have to get paid at some point or you're going to get totally freaking burned out and be like, dude, I've been making these fucking videos and podcasts for free for like 3 years. I'm making no money. I'm frustrated. I want to quit. I'm getting in fights with my old lady over this. Like, this is not, but if you're bringing home money doing it, and then it's exciting, so find a way to monetize what you do in a legal, moral, practical, ethical, positive, inspiring way that aligns with what you're doing. And there's nothing wrong with that. And then now it's exciting, so that allows me to just touch more people's lives and help people and help people start businesses. That's
a great, that was a great seamless transition into what is your why. So a lot of people probably didn't realize you did it, but that was good there. And I was listening to Paul Jameson talk the other day about working on his transitions and how he's like, oh, tell me more. And we did an interview I was on his podcast the other day, and he did that right after I was listening. And it's so funny listening to guys come up with transitions, and that was very, very smooth. So props to you for that transition. I'm still a kid podcaster, so I'm still working on all that, and love getting guys like you on the show, and the value that you bring is just tremendous. It's tremendous, and there's no I don't know, it's hard to find value like that, especially when it's free. I mean, you don't even have to pay for any of this. So I want to say thank you personally for coming on and joining us for this show today. And where can everybody find you on social media if they do want to go connect with you and learn more about your landscaping and your media company?
Yeah, first of all, awesome. Thanks. I appreciate it. So my podcast, since we're on a podcast now, is called The Untrapped Podcast with Keith Kalfas. Look up on Apple or Spotify. We just crossed like 450,000 downloads.
Wow.
And I started that out just by running around bitching into my fucking old ass phone. Be like, what up? It's Keith Kalfas with the Untrapped Podcast. And this is 2014. And then you could just type in Keith Kalfas, KeithKalfas on anywhere on Google. Check out my YouTube channel. Yeah. And what else? The second most searched term next to Keith Kalfas is Keith Kalfas's wife. That's so funny. I don't know why.
Really?
Yeah. Anyways.
She does cooking, doesn't she? Does she do a cookie show?
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
My wife's like in her mid-30s, and she's got like brown hair and like brown skin, and she's like part Chaldean, and she's got these beautiful eyes, and And some dudes would be like, "Oh my gosh, I'm talking about her and shit." And I was like, anyways,
the internet.
I've never talked
internet
about
never
my wife
loses.
in that way before, but anyways, the first time I literally met her, I was like, "Bro, I wanted to marry her."
How did y'all meet?
Dude, like 15, 20 years ago, and a karaoke bar. I don't even go to bars. My friend invited me there, and I was like, well, I don't drink, but I'll do some karaoke. And I used to sing and shit. And she got up and she sang. And next thing you know, we were hanging out and we became friends. And then we didn't talk for like 8 years, and we met again on like Facebook. We started hanging out. We were still doing music.
Wow.
And then we ended up doing a lot more than music and ended up getting married. And we've been together. This will be our 10-year wedding anniversary this September.
Oh, what day in September?
September 1st.
Oh man, our baby's due September the 5th. So you never know.
Nice.
You might be born on your anniversary.
Congratulations, bro.
Thank you.
But what was it?
We were talking about where can people find you?
Yeah. So there's sometimes people will listen to a podcast that I'm on and something will trigger and they'll be like, I gotta talk to this guy. And I don't mean that I'm special. It might be something that I said that someone like, I don't, so the reason I'm saying this is because, by no means, how can I just say it the way it is? So we hit 120,000 subscribers and we're getting like 4 million views a month. Right. And so this means like hundreds of people a day are contacting me and people are emailing me and stuff like that. And they want to talk, and I don't have time to talk to anybody anymore because I'm so damn busy. So I created this thing called keithkalfas.com/call. So if somebody really wants to get on the phone with me, go to that link, and it's a paid link. And then I do coaching and consulting and things like that. Or, so that's been a way to open up, or hit me up on Instagram at Keith Kalfas, and I'll try my best to get back to you. And I'm pretty good at that, but yeah, Keith Kalfas.
Absolutely, man. Well, that's good stuff. That's a great way to end it. And love hearing that you and your wife had a crazy. That is a crazy story, meeting and getting married like that, and have a good marriage now. And might need to reach out to you after this podcast and talk about some more stuff we have coming up for some marriage content and business that we're doing here in the future and gonna start putting out. So who knows? We'll see what we can do. But thank you again for coming on the show today. And thank you for everyone who listened and tuned in and just thought that Keith brought some heat today, because I know I thought he did, and he just got on a really good roll, and we sat back and listened, man. It was good stuff. So you can find Keith at all those, everywhere. He said just put Keith Kalfas in search engines and he's going to come up. And we will put all of his links in the show notes today. Well, not all of his links. We'll put his link to his YouTube channel in the show notes today, so you can go click on that and then go dive into the world of who is Keith Kalfas from there. And so I just, like I said, very, very appreciative you coming on. If y'all enjoyed the show today, would you go leave it a rating and review on Apple or Spotify? Because it really does help us, and it boosts the podcast to get out there and to grow. And I don't care about numbers. Numbers don't do anything for me. It's the impact that we're having, and it's the getting to know people, getting to build those relationships. That's the stuff that I enjoy. So obviously, the bigger the number, the more impact I have, because I'm reaching more people. And I guess I could say, I don't know, maybe it's not the bigger the number, but I want to reach the most people that we can and do this to the maximum capacity and do the absolute best we can while we're producing this content and putting a lot of time and money and effort into it. So thanks again for tuning in, and if you would, just leave those ratings and reviews. Those really help, and we look forward to catching up with everybody here on the next episode. Thanks, Keith.
Thanks for tuning in to the Growing Green Landscapes podcast. We know you have many other podcast options to choose from, and don't take it for granted that you chose to spend some time with us today. You can connect with Jeremiah Jennings at Growing Green Landscapes on Instagram, or use the link in the show description. Don't forget to smash the follow button on the podcast and leave those 5-star ratings and reviews. We hope you crush it in your business and hope to catch you on our next episode.